that is recording this YouTube video today. It's pretty important. Just rewind it a little bit for you and turn it up. British Stan.
Hello everybody, welcome back to British Stand. There has been a video been circulating on social media over the last sort of 24 hours of two young girls from Dundee, and actually it's absolutely horrific watching the footage. It really is. We're going to get to the video momentarily, but there's been a few updates, and there's obviously some notable people that have weighed in and gave their opinion on the matter. But essentially, two girls have been being filmed by a migrant, is being sort of reported, and essentially you can hear the girls say, "Don't effing touch us," before then branding an axe and a knife to warn the individual off. Now you can hear that the guy, of course, is a male, and of course doesn't seem to be English whatsoever. And with the stuff that we've been hearing coming out in the UK, and I've said it time and time again, I do seriously believe that young girls, children and females in this country are no longer safe. We're seeing a lot of this kind of stuff happening. But this is the first time I've seen two little girls, 12, 14 years old, brandishing weapons, a knife and an axe.
God love them.
When we get into this, there has been an update, of course, with regard to the two girls, and they have been arrested. But I just want to show the video footage to everyone to remind
this could be my little girl for all I know. Terrible. God bless them, man. The whole line.
Everything else
it could be taken away because of this
now.
now.
Yes, you have a knife. Why are you fucking it up? Show the knife. Show the knife. Show the knife. Show the knife.
Oh, God bless her. Oh, they're terrified, aren't they?
Show the knife. That's it.
No, don't drop the knife. Batter him with it, I would. Deserve it. Oh, God bless. It's not that yet. The whole life now is going to be taken away now because of this.
Now, that's very startling, it really is. It's pretty horrific to watch and listen to the pain in those girls' voices. One, I've got so many questions. Why is a man filming them, first and foremost? I mean, the problem with this video is that you don't know the full context of what has happened. She's 12, don't touch her, all of these kind of things. This is fairly alarming. However, we have got an update, of course, from the sort of police and overall in general. And that is that the two girls have been formally charged after the dramatic incident, after a blatant weapon in the city of Dundee. Essentially, what has been stated is that police, an alarm was raised shortly after 7:30 PM on Saturday evening. Police Scotland confirmed they were called to St Anne Lane following reports that a young girl was in possession of weapons. And according to sources, several police units were dispatched to the scene, with multiple police cars seen responding to the Balgate Street car park. Witnesses described a heavy police presence as officers moved quickly to contain the situation. And as stated, a 14-year-old girl has been charged in connection. She will be reported to relevant authorities, Police Scotland also stated. However, as I mentioned at the start, there's still a lot of questions that are raised here. Why would two girls feel the need to carry around an axe and a knife? Why is this individual recording them? Why are they such in a distressed place? What is the full context of the story? Well, we don't really know at this moment in time,
it's not that,
super frustrating. Now, as reported earlier when I was doing a live stream, I said that Elon Musk had been weighing in on a certain few things and a certain few subjects within the United Kingdom, was talking and shining light on certain things across Europe, as he did at the start of the year. And he also weighed in on this situation as well, and gave his thoughts and opinions on it. And this is what Elon Musk had tweeted. Well, in fact, firstly, he was quote tweeting Hunter Ash's post, which stated, "Creepy migrant approaches preteen British girls. Girls pull weapon to defend themselves. Cops not arrest the little girl. The de facto policy of the British government is to maximise the rape of British girls and remove any barriers to this happening, including self-defence.
So what's they done
Elon
with that
Musk, as you can see there, posted it saying they are traitors to their own people.
With that fucking bloke?
Following this, he also reposted
he's going to go and chase somebody else
Elon Musk, as you can see at the top, with regards to the same situation. And that was, of course, Grifty saying that the girl 14 had been charged after the incident of a migrant recording her. And Dale essentially put, any government that refuses to protect its daughters is illegitimate. The crown is in the gutter, just waiting for someone to pick it up. Now, there has been a lot of outrage appearing on social media, as you can imagine, on X. People wanting to know the answers as to this. And people, of course, running with this.
Maybe a pet, a dog.
I don't know the
Maybe
full context
children
of the
now
story.
walking
There's not
about
a lot
on
of
their own. Maybe they
information
should be
out
walking
there.
around
But
with a German
the video
Shepherd.
is distressing. It really is.
Well,
I mean,
maybe
look,
they should be
these are
walking
little
round
girls,
with a
and
dog.
why would they feel the need to be
A big
carrying
enough
around
dog.
knives
I was
and
going to
axes?
say, mate, because carrying a knife is
Potentially
not very
protect
good, is
themselves.
it?
Why would they be walking
it's
around
just-
with that? It's a really, really sad place
At the end of the day,
Now
I think
people
these
would
younger,
say,
these teenagers
young
need to
guys
be
could be
taken.
carrying this and has nothing to do with
Either
this. But
they've
why
got
would
to
a
be
little
always
girl,
with the
why would little
parent
girls carry
when
this?
anywhere.
Why would they be in such a distressing
Yeah.
position?
They
Well,
need to be
I
having
think
a
you
dog
guys
with
know
them.
the answers,
Every
and we've been
teenager needs a
reporting
dog
on
with them.
those subjects
A
a
dog.
lot over the last few
Even a
weeks, and
little
we've
dog
seen
will
the
do,
outrage,
because
of
any
course,
dog
pour,
bark,
with protest after protest.
it's just that
of
little, it's
people
just the
wanting
bark.
the
Even though if
establishment,
they can kick
wanting
it or
people
whatever,
to start
it's the fact that the
taking
dog's
things
there to
seriously
protect
and
you.
protecting the women and
I was
children
going to say, but
of
this is scary, mate.
nation and this country. But yeah,
jeez.
really, really distressing. Why is a man filming young girls?
And why are
in
they not
park?
giving them the proper
Why is
truth?
he confronting them? There is more questions for
Yeah.
me about why that individual is doing
They
that.
like to know
more
the truth,
so than
wouldn't
why
they?
the girls are brandishing those weapons.
Aww.
Now, it's sad. That video is pretty distressing.
It
if I say
is,
so
mate. It's
myself.
bad.
And as stated, leaves a lot of questions. It really, really does. I want to go into the live chat and see what people are saying with regard to it. I've seen something else pop up in a Facebook forum, but I have
I've
the
seen
sort of
something
duty
about
and
it the other
reporting
day.
on stuff to
Well,
make
it
sure
wasn't
that
very
things
long
is
one.
vetted. You know, the sort of place that we
Yesterday,
live in the UK, and I couldn't
One day
quite
ago.
confirm the information that was going around. But Tommy Robinson shared a post on X of
Oh, you
something,
confirmed.
of
Oh,
course,
that's
with
good
this
then.
currently ongoing.
That
I
is-
don't want to put
that
out
is just terrible, isn't it?
potentially wrong information unless it's actually been sort of confirmed.
We've got to
so
think about that.
I
Bad.
chose not to, but we have to wait and see what happens. But Tina says the guy behind the camera was grassing himself up to what they were going to do, yet the girls were arrested. Exactly. I think there has to be a lot more investigating into this individual. There has to be. And I mean, the police now, of course, have charged this girl, which in UK law, I mean, you're not allowed to be carrying bladed weapons in the first place.
How
But
would a shit
why?
well?
They need to understand as to why. Why were they brandishing
And why are they
weapons?
charging her like
Why
that?
did they have the weapons on?
Yeah, they
You
want
can't
to know
blame
why.
children, and yeah, especially
I
young
was going to
girls
say,
in this
because they're only
situation.
children, mate.
Why?
They're not.
And why is a man?
And why? And what
recording
the
this?
hell?
Why is a man?
Because usually
confronting
children tell the
in the
truth. I mean, not
streets?
all the time. They do have porky lies, but with a child, you can usually get the porky
The
lies
girl in
out
the video
of
said
them
that Migrant
eventually.
had beat her.
You know that. You can
Let me
get
have a little listen to this
porky
audio
lies
again.
out of a
Again,
little
I
kid
thought I'm
eventually, you know.
From a Scottish family, I'm quite good
God
at understanding
bless,
Scottish accents, but
man.
I need to.
I don't,
hear
it
this
don't matter
again
where
for
they're from, but
2
God
seconds.
bless 12-year-old little
let's have a
girls
listen.
now carrying a knife, getting guns for a knife.
Yes, you have a knife.
I mean, even if they are a bit rough, you know, when they live with people that are rough.
Shoulder knife. Shoulder knife.
Who is that person there?
Shoulder knife. Shoulder
I
knife.
don't know who that person is.
That's it. Shoulder knife. Shoulder knife. That's it.
No, don't drop the knife. But I don't attack though, but... Oh. So there's a young lad, who's that walking past there then? Who is his face there? I want to get his face that was walking past then.
That's it. That's it. Shoulder knife. Shoulder knife. That's it.
Because that was a guy walking past, or some sort of lad or something. Someone was walking past. Ah, too fast. Someone was walking past there then. It's too fast.
Soldan ayrıl. Soldan ayrıl. Soldan ayrıl.
There was someone there.
Accents, but I need to
We'll have to
hear
probably
this
do it
again
on my
quickly. 2
tablet.
seconds. Let's have a listen.
Take screenshots.
Yes, you have a knife.
Just slow it down.
Why you fucking it up? Soldan ayrıl. Soldan ayrıl. Soldan ayrıl.
But I need to hear this again quickly. 2 seconds. Let's have a listen.
Yes, you have a knife. Why fucking it up? Soldan ayrıl. Soldan ayrıl.
Someone in a pink and blue
Soldan
t-shirt.
ayrıl. Soldan ayrıl. That's it.
Who's in a pink and blue shirt?
Soldan ayrıl.
Pink, like a pinky shirt. Sorry, with blue jeans. Someone looks like pink jeans. Blue jeans, sorry, pink shirt. There it is.
Anlatıyorum, anlatıyorum. Yeah, soldan ayrıl. Anlatıyorum, anlatıyorum.
Right, I get it now. I get it.
Ah. Well, he was there, whoever he is. And Facebook him. They were on the other side, whoever they were. So he was very, very close when he seen this lad here. Whoever he is here. He was very close, so I'll Facebook him. I could do with Facebooking him. And finding out who he could be. We must be able to find out some way. On who this person here is. Who is this man? This lad. This lad right here. She's behind him. Who is this person? Because they will obviously might have seen and heard something.
Yeah, soldan ayrıl. Anlatıyorum, anlatıyorum.
That's his hand. Someone's hand, isn't it? It's a man's hand. It's definitely not a kid's. That's a man's hand with a man's coat. Definitely. Right, let's put the subtitles back on. Let's go back. I wanted to get that person with the red stuff on it.
Soldan ayrıl. Soldan ayrıl, soldan ayrıl. That's it, that's it. Soldan ayrıl. Soldan ayrıl, that's it. Yeah, soldan ayrıl. Anlatıyorum, anlatıyorum.
Right, I get it now. I get it. Sorry, I get it. Yeah, you're battering me. You battered my sister. Yeah, I heard it. You're a kid's basher. So why? That is absolutely distressing. That was really.
So has he
horrific
already
to
touched
hear.
the kid before then,
These
or what?
girls, of course, saying that this man had battered one of her sister, and obviously one of the girls has come out to sort of defend her sister. So the 14-year-old and there's a 12-year-old, I think. And yeah, so they're saying that this guy had battered her. And saying that he's a kid basher. He said, don't effing touch her.
But who's saying that?
I mean, this is wild. This is wild. This needs to be investigated pronto.
Who's
I mean,
saying
I'm
that?
sure
Don't
it's
touch
being
her. Who's saying don't
investigated,
touch her then?
But it just sums up the whole of the UK that the individual there's brandishing and in self-defense, we've seen it many, many times, is the one that's being charged, and this individual is not getting any strays at this moment in time. What's actually happening to him?
Pedo won't do, will he?
Update on what actually happened with that
Fucking
situation.
pedo bastard Charles, he's got the right to deal with this shit, and he won't deal with
You can't blame children in this situation.
No, you can't. You can blame the adults.
Accountability into the establishments and not protecting them, then that's a scary, scary place to be. It really, really freaking is.
I know, and it's a life taken away, man. They're 12 years old, they shouldn't be. Oh God, I swear when I was, well, probably about 10 really, I was playing with Barbie dolls back then. Back them days, we used to play with dolls until you were 12.
But unfortunately in the UK as well, is that you can't. It almost feels like you can't anyway. We see with the Tommy Robinson situation, they were almost witch hunting him as an assaulter rather than.
Oh yeah, they made it look like a bloody murder scene. The guy had only been punched once. I thought, why are they making it look like some sort of fucking murder scene?
Said he'd battered her sister. It's ridiculous that these girls should be getting charged for defending themselves.
Oh, we need to know the truth, yeah.
But the way that they're going to look at it is that, well, you can't self-defend yourself with bladed articles, and you can't do this.
But you can do what you need to do, mate. If any way you've got to defend yourself, if you're in a situation, in any way you've got to defend yourself, you can defend yourself. Right? Because in any if you're in a situation, in any way you've got that split second moment.
Someone has a crowdfund to get these lassies a decent lawyer.
Oh, it's God bless, man. But it's not just that, the life will be ruined doing that sort of things.
Kids feel the need to do this is enough. Mr. Mojo,
we don't know what they've been through yet, do we? We don't know what they've done.
Just their Friday night fight toolkit.
And are they using children to exploit this now? Yeah, 12-year-old little girls.
Some people would say
they should have changed that Netflix thing to 12-year-old little girl with a knife now, shouldn't they? They said it's fucking them doing having a knife. These illegals that they don't like speaking about.
Washington says I'm from Dundee, that's slang for beating. That's scary though, isn't it? That is really, really scary.
It's scary that they're carrying knives.
I wonder if we're going to get an update on this guy.
It's worrying.
I wonder if we're going to get an update on the full story as to who this man was and what the full context of the situation was and the story was.
Anything could be happening to her like this. How do I know what pedo services in Manchester are doing with my little girl?
What a sick man.
They've run the false left,
brave girls.
took my little girl away from a perfectly good mother like me. As you can quiet here, I don't sound like I've got that many issues. Well, if I've got that many issues, tongue tied, if I got that many issues, I was going to say, before I got my tongue tied, then I wouldn't be able to
Dragon
speak like
Stars men in every town should be patrolling their own areas as a deterrent against this sort of thing, especially parks and recreation areas. Come on, man, be man and protect your women and girls.
I've got a lot of issues. I'm poor, I'm struggling, and I've got depression, I've got mental health issues.
If the police arrested a little girl for protecting herself against a dangerous man,
I should be allowed to be a mother to my little girl.
The police's souls.
Protect my little girl. Oh, I feel so sorry for them little girls as well. It's sad. It's so sad. Because he's a life
It's important to say,
man.
so we don't know of this guy. We don't know who he is.
We don't know, we don't know what's happened yet, obviously.
From a hotel.
Well, this is why the police, this is why the fucking mainstream media should do their job.
That's just people saying it. There's no confirmation that this guy is actually from a hotel, so you can't run with that story at this time.
Well, it probably is.
Confirmed nor denied as of yet. But he seemingly does not sound British, nor does he sound Scottish. And again, people have clarified that this individual is a migrant of some sort, not British born or whatever.
He's a migrant, alright, mate. I'm sick of it.
I'm shocked. I really am shocked.
I am sick to death of this country.
I'm surprised we've not really had an update from this.
Yeah.
I'm surprised
no, they want to hide it, don't they?
On what has happened.
They want to hide
it's
this
distressing. I mean, you're hearing videos of two girls saying, "You beat my sister." It's a man, and
he recording them? Yeah, why is he recording them? And why don't they come and tell the truth? There's some sort of someone. Why do you even use that Twitter saying this or whatever? I don't think it's been. I don't know. I'll have to have a look.
These are the sort of things that happen when government, politicians, and the police don't do what they're supposed to do.
Well, that's what I've just said. If they were doing the jobs correctly, then. And why have they got to keep lying? Why don't they just tell the truth a bit to the public for once? Or some sort of. Or try and give near enough to the best of the truth of what they can give.
Well,
Do you get,
guys, we're going to be
without
story,
whatever, but I mean, they can do a lot more than they do.
If there's any more updates that emerge over the next couple of days, then be sure we'll come live on it.
Bless them too.
Really, what I'm getting
girls.
from
I
this
feel so sad
far is this video is circulated.
It's so annoying, mate.
Girls,
So annoying.
really
It's not just annoying. It's I was going to say it's not annoying. It's
that
stressful.
a man has beat them.
I don't think
then,
I'm
course,
annoyed.
one of them
It's
may,
stressful, mate.
a knife and an axe. But again, we don't know the full context. We just know that one of the girls, of course, that was brandishing the axe and the knife has been charged. So again,
To know that little
we're
girls
left in
are
the
going out
dark with
doing things
like
like
this.
that.
This is nearly 24 hours later after the video is sort of surfaced.
Or doing
I
things
want to
like
know
that.
who he is,
Yeah.
what he was doing to those two girls.
Why?
Did they feel the need to carry a knife and an axe? You know, I think that's the questions that the police need to be asking.
And they've not answered
Children
anything.
are not evil, but we know that men can be evil.
Yeah, so can the police.
Let's see what happens. But yeah, really, really
They're all in
distressing
that
video.
together, aren't they?
Guys, do let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button.
I will do.
I'll see you all in the next one.
See you next time, mate. Thank you very much for that from Caroline Poynton. Here is another video carrying on about them two girls with a knife. Caroline Poynton is reporting the next YouTube video.
As many of you has probably seen, over the internet the past few days, a particular young girl has been going viral on the internet from a girl from Dundee, a small kind of town in Scotland, where, I don't know, you don't really hear much coming out of Dundee that much, do you?
Well, I mean, I've heard a lot about it, but that's only because my dad lived in Scotland and is Scottish.
Right, okay. Well, I don't hear much coming out from Dundee, so this is quite a big story.
I visited it just 20 years ago.
Oh, you've been there?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I've never been there. I've been to Glasgow and Edinburgh, but that's about it.
Remember a good bagpipe sound?
Oh, nice.
I love it.
I do like bagpipe sounds.
It was great, yeah. There was a bagpiper playing on Swindon High Street, and basically all of the diversity thinned out, and it was just
The
British
sound of
people.
pride. The
Come
actual.
on, get on with the news.
It was wonderful.
Well, speaking of diversity, we're going to talk about Dundee's sorry, I can't even say it 3 times. Dundee's diversity dilemma is what we're going to be talking about. So we're not obviously going to be playing the video, but if you would like to go and seek it for yourself, I think you can, because it's still online. Obviously, we have to say, for legal reasons, obviously we don't endorse, anything that's, going on here. We're doing this for journalistic purposes today on this podcast. So we won't be playing the video for obvious reasons. But the video does contain 2 girls. I believe one is the age of 14, the other, I'm not 100% sure, 12 maybe, or around sort of similar age.
They seem about the same age, don't they?
Where a gentleman who doesn't speak English approaches them with a camera, and there is a lot of commotion between the 2 girls and this particular gentleman. And there is shouting, there's confrontation, saying, "Don't touch us again, please don't touch us," before one of the young girls brandishes an axe and a knife to quite clearly try to intimidate the person who keeps approaching them. And that video has gone viral completely. I believe on this alone has garnered 18.4 million views on X alone. So it's really done the rounds, and the Americans have picked it up. But here's the official news story from the Daily Record. She has been arrested for brandishing these weapons. It says teen girl charged after reportedly seen with bladed weapon on Scots streets. They were called. Police Scotland were called to the incident in Dundee on Saturday, as you can see there.
I do feel sorry for that kid.
A teenage girl has been charged by police after allegedly being caught brandishing a bladed weapon in the middle of the street. The schoolgirl was identified after officers were called to the city's Lochie area on Saturday evening. I hope I pronounced that right. But then, of course, because of this story, it's done the rounds on the internet, as we've seen, 18.4 million views, and the Americans have got involved. And after that, we've started to see, of course, lots of different things happening where memes are being created, and it's kind of becoming this, I don't know, it's seen as kind of an act of, I want to say, rebellion almost on online spaces.
Spontaneous resistance.
Yeah,
This is meant to look like the Scottish saltire, isn't it? The flag.
yes.
To a certain extent. It's the same colours. You know, it almost looks like they're crossing over. I mean, if I were to design it, I would have done that. Made it look like it was the flag, but
Yeah.
there we go.
Any thoughts so far, gentlemen?
Yeah, well, I think it speaks of the extent of the problem that young girls feel the need to have to brandish weapons in the first place.
Exactly.
And of course, it's a bit strange that they've got access to them. You know, I wouldn't have imagined a 14-year-old girl would have a big knife and an axe handy, but then we don't really know the context of what happened outside of that, and I doubt we probably will, because you know they're minors and there's certain protection laws around the details of the case and things like that.
Absolutely, yeah.
But it sounds like from the video at least that there was some degree of history there, and you would imagine that these sorts of things, right, are so unwieldy that you wouldn't necessarily go around carrying them on your person just in case things come about. Is one thing for, you know, the machete gangs to have a machete, but to have two large weapons basically
Well,
as
little
a
girls,
small
yeah.
girl. I would be surprised if she hadn't brought them out in response to something, but of course this is only speculation.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think there's a growing feeling that the police isn't going to protect people,
Yeah, sure.
and that goes definitely flows to young children as well. It has, especially because they have access to social media, and this was Josh, you're correct. There was definitely context that we can't access
Sure.
without more footage. But if I heard some people just said, yeah, obviously this is someone who is chasing young girls, and there were some people who tried to say, no, we don't see the whole context. I think if it were the case that this person didn't have bad intentions, he wouldn't just be chasing them all the time. He'd just leave.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't be able to get to that scenario where she has to brandish weapons to get rid of him. And why would you be approaching some young girls filming them as well? That's weird, especially when they don't want to be filmed as well. They expressly said so.
Yeah.
So that speaks of malicious intentions on the part of the person doing it. I mean,
But also,
I'm pretty sure as well, isn't filming minors like that?
That's a lot.
That's an offence as well.
Yeah.
Least suspicious.
it should be if it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah,
weird.
without their consent as well. Like,
What a stupid person also, because he basically incriminated himself.
Well, yeah, he recorded the video of him being creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it goes to show that many of the people coming here, they aren't even aware that what they're doing is
It's
wrong,
illegal
because
or
they
whatever.
have their own culture as a frame of reference.
Yeah.
And
They are, mate, 'cause they're not allowed to do that over where they are.
Weird, gross pervert.
They're not allowed to do that in Saudi Arabia.
There is this
Are they
enforced
fuck?
multiculturalism that says,
No,
like,
I'm sorry.
unconditionally you have to celebrate every other
I don't
culture
think
and
they are in
tolerate
Saudi
every other
Arabia.
culture.
They're not allowed to
Yeah,
do
I'm
things
not-
like
if that
that.
makes sense.
I'm not gonna
Raping a
celebrate
child,
Somali
I
pirates,
think in
thanks.
Saudi Arabia is it could be the
Well,
death
I
penalty.
did put out a tweet. Unfortunately, I didn't have it in the segment. I actually didn't think about putting it in. But
Very modest
I can
very
find it.
modest man. Oh yeah, yes, please. I put. Well, it's basically the latest tweet I put up,
I
saying,
mean,
you know,
I
if-
know it should be the
I
death
actually don't
penalty.
want to. I want to say it properly. If you can get it,
Yeah, I will.
that would be great. But
Unless
to put it
someone
into
dies,
context, Elon Musk liked it,
unfortunately. If
which I
someone
was
dies through rape,
taken back
then it
by.
should be the
He said
death
something about it,
penalty.
didn't he? Oh, he liked your post.
He liked the post, yeah, and that put it quite high up in the timeline because he liked
Because
it,
they've took
and it
somebody
got I
else's
think
life
over
away.
24,000 likes from
You
that.
don't have anything
I
in
was
the
like,
maximum
okay,
either.
that's a bit mad.
Well, it speaks of something
After
capturing the
10
zeitgeist,
10
doesn't
o'clock.
it?
Yes.
That people are concerned about it.
Okay then. So
Right, let me.
Okay then, yeah.
Right here
You
in 12-year-old Samson, I'm gonna send it to you right now.
Thank you.
By
Sorry.
the way, we have Super
There we
Chat and Ramble Rants that are
Yeah.
open.
So here it is, just at the
I
bottom.
sent it to you, Samson.
If 12-year-old girls feel the need to carry axes and knives to protect themselves on the streets of the UK, at what point do liberals and progressive concede that their multicultural experiment hasn't worked?
Very reasonable, yeah.
They'll never do so.
Mm.
And also the question is, how many people must be abused in any way for multiculturalists to
shape or form.
admit that there's a problem? And the answer is
I think the point, because basically the majority of the comments were, well, they never concede. They will never ever concede. And
There's no hard limit on the number of children that the left are willing to sacrifice on the altar of diversity.
Exactly, yeah, and that is totally correct. I think because now X has changed so much, you can actually make these points, and it will go to the top of their timeline. So I think the point was to basically put that on their timelines to make them go, actually, maybe we should change our mind on the whole multicultural ideology. And hopefully that's worked in some way. So obviously this story has become a bit of a meme, and of course lots of different AI and paintings as well. This friend of the show, Linehan, posting when you realise there are no adults in the room, and obviously this is becoming, or has become, a kind of message of quote resistance to a lot of people in the online sphere. Once again doing the is it Howl's Moving Castle, is it? Spirited Away, what's his name again?
Studio Ghibli.
Studio Ghibli, that's it.
Of course they did that.
Of course they did that.
Yeah.
But it's also like you can examine it like a phenomenon.
It is a phenomenon.
If
yeah,
a large amount of the population feels unsafe and feels that the establishment isn't protecting them, they will try to protect themselves. It's a purely descriptive statement.
I mean, I don't feel safe in Britain anymore, and I'm
I want to
big
get out of here.
bloke who's young enough to be able to stand up for himself. I dread to think how women feel, and particularly young girls that are that young.
Well, Reddit has obviously talked about it and what's been going on, and unfortunately, a lot of people have their own opinions on what's going on. I don't think I can say too much, but a lot of people are obviously really frustrated. But as well, there is a kind of a brewing debate online about this entire situation.
I have a look at what some of the comments are saying, because it's always interesting, because it's like a bellwether for what the left thinks. Reddit, it's like a hive of scum and villainy, to borrow from Star Wars. It's just them talking about how bad it looks.
We have the comments here. Neon Realist says, any government's prime duty is the safety of its people. If a little girl feels the need to carry knives, they have failed their basic obligation. Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. Well, if you didn't know already, Dundee actually has a University of Sanctuary status. I don't know if you guys knew about that. Do you know about City of Sanctuary?
I thought I did, but please do explain it.
Yeah, it's a type of initiative that some of us, like me, Charlotte Gill, have been trying to look into what it actually is and what they're doing. I think it was in the news very recently that there have been these schemes coordinated with this particular organisation called City of Sanctuary. Sanctuary being the new progressive term for essentially welcoming illegal migrants or refugees or whoever.
It's like sanctuary cities in the blue states of the US.
Exactly. But basically brought over to the UK. And, it turns out Dundee has a University of Sanctuary status. I thought it was very interesting to throw in as well. Someone put in the comments, but Lewis, if 12-year-old girls
Yeah.
don't know that my chart says it's so much safer than before, that's obviously Fraser Nelson, which famously at one point said, I would make the rather unpopular argument that this is an amazing country and broadly speaking there's never been a better time to live in it.
I don't know, I'd rather live in the 19th century at this point.
Yeah.
At least I actually had a chance to have a good life.
Yeah, absolutely. What's sad is a lot of the commentators in the sort of the containment right or the liberal left as well and liberal right seem to be almost, I don't know why cherry picking data and then making it out to seem like nothing is wrong is really quite insidious because clearly something is wrong.
That's part of my third segment today. I think that they're interested in appearing as problem solvers without actually solving problems, because that's how they justify their positions in the state, basically.
Yeah, true.
You need a perennial justification for extra coercion and for the necessity for becoming a total state.
Yeah.
So I think that what's gone on here is that it's the sort of Blairite thing of you redefine how you measure something and all of a sudden you get much better results. It's funny that if you redefine what a crime is, or the police don't even bother seeing someone and registering a crime, all of a sudden the crime data looks better, but actually if you measure it properly it's obviously got worse because people can subjectively feel it, which means there's a significant increase.
You can change the definition of poverty and say no one is poor.
That's why they do
That's
it.
very true.
That's why they do it.
The exact opposite way. They try to say we're all rich. Let's tax us to fund everyone else.
Exactly. Well, funny that the Centre for Migration Control actually came out with the brand new statistics between 2021 to 2024. 75k non-summary convictions of foreign nationals. 62% increase in sexual offence convictions. 77% increase in theft convictions. These are convictions, so that's actually the bitter end of what's happened.
They have been pronounced.
They have been pronounced guilty. Yeah. 19% increase in robbery convictions. 105% increase in criminal damage convictions. So I think, is it fair to say that Fraser Nelson is wrong?
Yeah, I would say that is, if it were a graph, it should look basically like a straight line going straight up. I need to be careful how I did that, didn't I? Almost did the wrong hand.
Yeah, let me ask you, Brother Lewis, about this. Do you think that how likely do you think that Fraser Nelson will
Concede?
Will use the economic argument and say all crime is based on economic inequalities, therefore we need to tax you extra in order to fund these groups?
Yeah.
I've got this idea
Tax
actually.
more for a
Stella.
fucking
Why don't
terrorist
we open up more youth
organisation.
centres, right? And that will just
YMCA.
fix the problem. YMCA's. We can get.
We don't have
did
to
you see
do
the
anything
Schools of
for any of
Sanctuary
them.
thing where they sent Valentine's
No, I'll
cards
tell you
to
what we need
migrants?
to
Did you
do.
see that?
Yeah.
Horrified.
What if we just sent more Valentine's cards? Then things would just be fixed.
It would help you guys.
We need to fucking get
There
to
you go.
France,
So
get a
if
border up.
he
I'm sorry, I've had
proceeds to
enough. Here's another terrible, shocking thing, but with a man now in the UK once again. A man's
This
been
man
stabbed.
was the victim
Oh
of a
my God.
crazed Syrian asylum seeker
Wow.
who stabbed him when he tried to stop the man assaulting a woman on a
He's still
tram.
alive, although he's been
The
stabbed.
American
yeah.
model had been on holiday in the German city of Dresden
What,
and
is it
stepped in to
Dresden?
stop the
Germany.
migrant harassing
Sorry,
the woman.
Germany, sorry.
If y'all didn't think that Europe had an immigration problem, especially Germany,
Oh,
let me
right,
drop some
Germany.
knowledge on you.
I thought it was the UK,
It
sorry.
is 11:57 right now. The 3 minutes
Well, it don't surprise me,
that
mate.
man
We've got
assaulted
this in
that
the
young
UK.
woman
We've got our
yesterday
hero
will be
girls
released from
running around with
custody.
knives now.
He'll be released from
Because
custody
of all
because
of
he's not
this.
a citizen of Germany.
People are going to die. This is why they get body bags ready.
He doesn't belong in here.
Yeah.
He's an immigrant, a
Oh,
legal
God
one.
bless
I
you,
drove you
Mary. I feel
and
so
very
sorry.
thoughtfully known here,
At least
especially
you're
by the
alive,
police.
though. I don't
This is
know
not
what
the first time this has
scar
happened.
you've got, but at
It's not
least
the first
the
time that
thing
man
is you're
beat up
alive,
woman.
aren't you?
And it's
So,
not the first time that the other guy
I don't know what to
decided to
say.
take a swing at my face with a 6-inch blade.
dirty bastard.
If they could do this to the people of Germany,
And why are they
And
allowed
then
blades?
just
Why are they allowed to
get
walk around with
released
fucking knives, these
12
bastards?
hours later,
Why
even less
police
this
not? Why are they not doing nothing about that? walking around, people walking around with that, like them
Where's the
working around with
structure?
them.
If the Germans are held
Maybe
to
if they
that law
concentrated a
and that
bit
structure,
better.
if the Germans are held to that law
Unfortunately,
and
mate,
that
this is
structure,
all down to
but
fucking
these
King
people could just
Bastard
come in,
Charles, the royal
smack
bastard
down
family that came
and
from
hurt,
Germany,
abuse, terrorize,
that made
and
Hitler
oppress
after
citizens
war.
of
It's all
Germany.
down to everything. It's all down to the royal fucking family, mate.
The victim had
It
just
really
completed
is.
paramedic
It's their
training.
fault.
His sister-in-law said online it was
They're
his passion for
illegals.
saving lives that led him to
They
intervene.
created Hitler, they
According
created
to a
war
GoFundMe
again.
set up for John's medical costs, 2 Syrian nationals were involved in the attack. One was arrested but released briefly after, and the
know,
other
too.
remains at large. The GoFundMe has raised $45,000 so far. The shocking scenes have grabbed the attention of US media, where the Trump administration had already been highly critical of Germany's
And then they're
asylum
still carrying
policies.
on with the UK.
If you have a country like
They're
Germany,
still
where
carrying
you
on
have
in
another
Germany.
few million immigrants come in
And
from
this is
countries
why
that are totally
my
culturally
border plan,
incompatible
right,
with Germany,
is
then it doesn't
very,
matter what I think
very
about Europe.
unique,
Germany will
and
have
it is
killed
fucking
itself,
brilliant.
and I hope
It's
they
the
don't do that
best
because I
plan
love Germany and I want
anybody's
Germany
ever
to
come
thrive.
up with.
There's a steady
Nobody's
stream
ever
of
said the
attacks
plan that I've
perpetrated
made
by
before.
asylum seekers in
Ever.
Germany. Fears
And
over safety have led
yeah,
to the
okay,
anti-immigration
it might be
Alternative
difficult,
for Germany,
but
leading some of the
it
polls
can
there.
work,
The state has
and but
deemed
it can
the
be
party
done.
extremist, but leader Alice
I'm
Weidel
talking
is
about my
undeterred.
dinosaur border, right around the southern border of France and Germany. Like I said in one of my videos, I said, well, if we have to, and we'll be doing it to Germany as well. Europe, right, we are now, like I've said before, we are now classified as being in the Jurassic Park. And we need to put a dinosaur border up to protect us from the dinosaurs, to keep dinosaurs out of Europe.
People suffer from
Yeah, people suffering. Well, the dinosaurs are coming to eat us all.
high taxes, energy prices, inflation, and the destruction of wealth.
And dinosaurs are coming to attack us all.
Government, only to get a government
Oh.
that continues down.
A bit of Maratusi to go in this one now.
Welcome to 2C TV, your global
2C TV.
news channel. We have some breaking news coming from the
From Caroline
continent
Poynton.
of Europe. Yes, the French government and
Oh,
Prime
the
Minister
fucking
Bayrou
Macron.
are in huge trouble.
Value for that twat. Good.
President Macron is facing yet another difficult political decision,
What's he
and
done
the
now,
National
that
Assembly
twat?
will be holding
They're
a
all
vote of
fucking
no
twats,
confidence
mate.
in the government. It's all kicking off in France following
Good.
the recent clashes, political clashes in Parliament.
I'm not
amongst,
surprised.
of course, the minority
Ayo.
government and, of course, the other side, the opposition, is all over the place. Of course,
Exactly, all over the place. No one's surprised
situation
no
with
more.
The economy
People
and
are
the
sick to
financial
death of
budget
it.
of the country
They
is
are
in
being
turmoil.
lost.
And the cost of living crisis continues to get bad. And obviously, the political divisions. Of course, the parties that are more anti-establishment are very much excited about this, to bring down the government and to have an opportunity, especially the national rally. We're going to give you guys all the updates. We have some statements, we have a video, and get your reaction live. Before we start, I got my cut for the wedding. To compare to the previous live stream, I did give you a heads up. All
Right,
that's
come
gone.
on.
Although it's not too short, is it?
Not fair about
It's
that.
fine.
Sorry, not good.
Don't forget to download the 2C TV app,
Sorry,
the
mate.
home of geopolitical news. If you want to stay
I was
updated
gonna say,
on
what does it
news
say
posts,
to the news?
podcasts, of course, live shows, you can all watch all that in one place, one-stop shop.
Sooner
Do
or later,
that
there won't be any
from
point
your
in
app
thinking
stores
about
now.
haircuts or
Let's
anything.
talk about what's actually happening and how we have reached this
Point.
point with the French government.
Bastards.
There is now going to be a
We're going
high
back to
stake.
war with them.
I mean, they're probably going to lose this, but we'll
I
find out.
don't care. We are
no
going back
confidence
to
vote
fucking
in
war.
the National Assembly
We're
Parliament
gonna
on the
throw
8th
and
of
get
September
ya.
because of
We're
the
gonna
unpopular
fucking get
plans
ya for war.
presented by Prime
Don't
Minister
care,
Bayrou
we're gonna-
to clean
we're
up
gonna be
France's
clean up.
public finances. Clearly,
clean up fucking
nobody
France.
seems to be united,
Clean up
nobody is
fucking
willing to make
United
concessions,
Kingdom, me.
and they are
Piss
calling,
off.
of course, his budget the austerity budget.
Oh,
And
yeah,
some
our
of the people
budget,
on
you
the
mean, the money
centre-right,
they've been
mostly
taking
the
off
Republican
UK.
Party are backing it.
About
The
this
others are
fucking,
just saying
you know,
this
the
is not
border
working.
controlment, which
Not
they've not been
necessarily because
doing.
of the policies,
They like to
but
leave
because
our border
who is
people to die in
implementing
the
it, who's
fucking
presenting
sea.
it, basically Bayrou and his team,
Yeah, when they
and
were
how
full.
they are going to be doing it. I
The
think
fun-
everybody knows, apart
They
from
like to leave it to
the
fucking
left wing
sea.
in
Yeah.
France, that
left-wing
something needs to be done
bastard
about the
fucking
budget,
French
something
cunts.
needs to be done about the economy,
They're all
considering
fucking
France is
twat.
facing major issues on a societal level, cultural level, with migration,
And
mass
it's out of
migration,
fucking
multicultural
war.
issues.
Shoot my
You also
pelty,
need
because
some
I'm
sort of level of
fucking alright.
stability
See?
on an economic level.
Well,
Otherwise, what is
otherwise,
the point?
what is the
There's
fucking
absolutely no point
bastard
in trying
fight?
to pretend that you are a unified country
Because they're
if
not.
you don't have
And we're going back to
societal
war with
stability,
France.
or
We're
economic
not
stability. The
unified.
finances in
The
government
French
needs to be
and
sorted
the
out.
English
Everybody
have
knows that.
definitely never been
But the issue
unified.
is that
I don't know where
it's
they've
so
got that
polarized
part from.
that
We're never going to be
nobody can actually come to
unified.
an agreement. The left
Bah!
are saying let's just raise more taxes and print more money.
We might
Same
be
thing
alright
as
with
the statist,
Germany,
they're just saying
but
borrow
not
and
fucking
print more money.
France.
The
But
people on the
Germany
right are
better
saying you have to
start
raise
with
taxes and cut
Brussels
spending.
stuff and they better get the border up.
Nobody is willing to come
And
to the middle.
Poynton.
Anyway, Prime Minister will be moving for this plan to see whether
what
he has
plan?
enough support in
Fuck off, they
this
haven't got none.
divided parliament.
How would you trust
because
any of
his
them?
budget will be costing 44 billion
Yeah,
euros.
44 billion euros. That's half of England's money, you cunt. Fuck off. You're not going to do shit. What's he going to do with that?
As he's trying
Fuck off, liar.
essentially tame this
Right,
budget
so we
deficit.
know he's got
The focus is
44
bringing down
billion
the
pounds
deficit,
now, yeah?
essentially. That
Right,
will be
well, I want this
hitting
guy's name. I'm going to
5.8%
write to this
of
cunt.
GDP,
See that cunt
actually,
there?
in
Go,
20,
yeah,
20,
I'm right.
2025.
See you, you got
This
44
is nearly
grand,
double the
mate.
official limit set by the European Union that is supposed to be 3%.
And I want to know if he's
Even
getting a
the
border
European
up round
Union,
southern France
yeah.
and Germany with that, or
Even
southern
a
France at least with
centralized
that.
statist
amount of
globalist
money.
European Union
With that amount of money,
they have
I
a
want to
limit
see a fucking border
for
around southern
your
France
deficit,
up.
obviously in terms of
Going
percentage
up.
of GDP.
No, I don't want to
it's
see
supposed to be
bullshit.
3%. So
All
even
we
the
want to
frightened
see with
numbers
that
in
amount
the
of money
EU
is a
know
border
you shouldn't
going
go
up
higher
round
than 3%
southern
because
France.
it's completely
The
chaotic.
Jurassic Park
In
border,
France, it's
yeah,
5.8%.
around
it's
the
getting
southern
worse
border is going
every
up.
day. Now, a year from now, if this doesn't change, we could have another live report and say, well, it's probably about 7-8%, unless they do something about this. Now,
But
of
you know
course,
what
the
it is?
opposition
It won't
are
do
all getting
anything about
excited.
it.
We got the hard left and the LFI, as well as the right-wing party, the National Rally, who have both said that they would use the confidence vote to try to
They
oust
won't.
the globalist government. They are obviously they call
Not
the
anything.
government a centralised government, which is kind of ironic coming from the far left, because
What
the far
will
left
they
are
do?
agreeing with the National Rally, saying, well, we both have the same enemy right now. It's the
Yeah.
government, the so-called centrist government. But the left wingers are
Yeah.
fascinating. The socialist side in France are saying, yes, the government has too much control.
Too fucking
Vote for us.
pathetic.
And people say, okay, so what will you do?
What will they
More
do?
control,
More control.
taxes,
More taxes.
more laws and
Exactly,
regulations.
there we go, because they've got 44 billion
Somehow,
pounds.
there is still a chunk
What the
of people
fuck
in
are-
France, in the lovely France, especially in cities like Paris, that keep falling for the trap of the left. Because the left would say, well, we hate Macron. And they're like, well, yes, this is good. And they
Don't
say,
fall
what are you
for
going to
any
do
of
about
that.
it? Basically, same policy,
I
just
want,
a
we
little
want
bit
that
worse.
money back because that's part of England's money.
But
What we
there are
give
still
to
some
fucking
people,
France all these fucking years
the
about the
so-called
border
educated
things,
middle
border
classes in,
controlment.
urban areas
That's
or
part of
Paris
our
and
money.
other places and
Now,
other cities.
Part
who
of
say,
our
yeah,
fucking
let's go with
money.
the left.
I think we should have a right
So-
to speak, yeah.
But there's still a lot of
It's
other
part of
people in
our
France
money.
who are
I
waking
want
up
to see
and
a
they are
border
backing,
going up round
the
southern France.
National Rally. We're
A
gonna talk
border
about
around
National Rally
southern
in a
France.
second,
I want to
because
see
they
the
are
army
finally to
banged
make a
on the
huge
border
move.
of southern France to
If
block
there
it.
is going to be a snap election,
Well,
which
to
is
block the
highly,
border
highly
until they can
likely,
put,
all
you know,
have to do
design
is
the
just wait
border
for a
around
couple of
there.
weeks. 8th
Yeah,
of
put,
September is a
you know,
crucial date.
design
Of
all it.
course,
It takes a
Two
bit of
cities
time
will
for them
bring you
because
guys
obviously
live
I know
coverage,
that, yeah.
From the National
And
Assembly
it takes a few
in
months for them to
France.
sort the
Now,
military out
going
to
back
put
to
deploy
the
people to
opposition,
places. But they
and
can start
the
with
reality
stuff,
of the situation.
right?
First
They
things
can
first,
start by putting the,
Bardella, Jordan
you know,
Bardella, the leader of
patrolmen
National Rally, said that
on the
the
ground,
Prime Minister
southern border
has
of France,
announced
on
the
that
end
ground.
of his government, undermined by its
And
complacent
I think we can
inaction.
sort of, you know, I think the English and the, I think the English and that will come and help France to do that.
To the
I was
French
going to
people.
say we will go
Our
and
fellow
help
citizens are
the
waiting for a
people.
change
People
and a
will help
return
France to
the
do
ballot
that
box. We
because that's
are
beneficial in
ready,
the UK.
declares
So it's
Jordan
worth
Bardella,
us
the
helping
leader
France
of the
to do
National
that.
Rally. Now,
It's
all this
beneficial
aside,
in Germany.
the
It's
thing is
beneficial in
important to
all the
mention
countries,
that the Prime Minister
all the European
in
countries,
France
by putting a
is
border up round southern
slightly
France.
delusional.
I don't
And
care what delusionals
I
they are.
think
They're
it's
getting that
probably best
border up
for
if
him
they
to
like it
think
or not.
about
They've got
retirement.
44 million
I
pounds.
think it's time
They
for
better
Emmanuel
think
Macron
fucking getting that
to
fucking
realise
border
that
up.
he can't continue making stupid political decisions because he's damaging
So
his own
slap
stupid
him.
legacy. The Prime Minister, Bayrou, has said, we
No, not
face
physically,
an
but-
immediate danger, no S. Sherlock,
Yeah.
which we must tackle. Well done. Otherwise we have no future.
Not
There are
physically,
moments
but
when only a calculated risk can allow you to escape
not
a more
physical.
serious
No.
risk. It is a matter of survival of our state and the image of our nation and each and every family.
Yeah.
What I
And
love
we are in the
about some
dinosaur,
European
but
governments
we are in the
is
Jurassic
that
Park, so we need to
considering
get the
Europe
border up.
mostly consist of very
Right round
centralized
France.
governments.
Just
Unlike,
seen
for
what
example,
happened
the
to
United
those
States,
young girls.
they are very
And there's some man
centralized.
on the
If
chat
you are
in Germany,
leading a government in a Western European
and
country,
now this,
you are in charge.
and there's that much that's going
Why
on and
is
been
it
going on.
that when they
We
fail,
are not
we
safe.
had the same thing
They
with
have
Rishi
failed.
Sunak in the UK.
Nobody's
the former
safe, and
foreign
the
prime
governments,
minister.
let's
Now,
just say
they
they've
will-
all fucking failed.
They're saying,
Let's
we
just
have
say
a
they've all
problem.
failed.
Things are falling apart.
Yeah,
Somebody needs
they've
to do
made it fall
something.
apart. Now they're
Yes,
the fucking base
you.
for it. Yeah.
Their issue is the leaders don't
Issue
lead
is
anymore.
them.
The leaders follow. And they simply follow their wave. Wherever the wind is coming from. They don't know how to lead. It's a catastrophe. So he's a little bit delusional. He's complaining, saying, well, yes, we must tackle the risk. Firstly, do you know what risk? Or are you just using random words? Secondly, it's your job to come up with proper policies. If you can't pass your unpopular budget, instead of having a meltdown and going into a no confidence vote, maybe sit down with your team and maybe with your other colleagues to realize, okay, perhaps we need to be a little bit tactful, politically speaking. Now, that aside, if the government does collapse, which they probably will, Emmanuel Macron faces the choice of either leaving Bayrou in place as the head of a caretaker government, which will be extremely controversial, naming, or you could name another prime minister, or just call new elections. Firstly, the third one is the best option, but it's Macron, so she's probably going to go with the first one, just keep Bayrou in place, and there will be protests and riots. Now, Bayrou made his announcement after visiting the president in the south of France during a holiday. He basically interrupted Emmanuel Macron's holiday, which was not a nice thing to do. And now we also have the head of France on bow, Mélenchon, this socialist nutter, saying that it was Macron, rather than the prime minister, who was to blame for the economic situation that France found itself in. And he said that his party would propose a motion aimed at bringing the president down later next month. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of Emmanuel Macron. It's not really a big surprise. Mélenchon, he is a fascinating creature. He is basically, in case you don't know him, if you combine, if Jeremy Corbyn in the UK, Bernie Sanders in the US, and somehow we also bring in AOC, the three of them have a baby, it'll be him. And firstly, he thinks he's charismatic. I think his supporters think he's charismatic. I'm not a fan of Macron. You can blame Emmanuel Macron on many things, including on societal level, constitutionally, the issue with multiculturalism, and everything else, right?
I didn't do French.
You need to take responsibility for who is running the actual government. It's the Prime Minister and his stupid party.
And
You just want to bring down
That's only what I
Macron
said,
because they
what I
think
heard,
that this is a good chance
I
for a
love
socialist
fucking
president.
correct.
The last time you had a socialist president, about 10, 12 years ago, the French left the
It's a
country.
bit longer than that.
They all moved to London. The job creators, the entrepreneurs, they all moved to London. Some of them US and Canada. London became the 6th largest French city in the world. That is not a good thing for France.
No.
What do you think is going to happen if you have another socialist president? Now, Macron is not an angel. He should literally go. He should go
fuck
away.
off, shouldn't
We don't want to see his face anymore.
No, we ain't.
He should probably be investigated for a lot of things. He's a liberal globalist. But the solution is not a socialist leader. You're just making it worse.
Exactly.
Now, the director of Frontiers, this is Eric Tagner, was on radio, and he said that we all know that Emmanuel Macron can no longer stand Bayrou. They are not friends. As I said, Bayrou interrupted Macron's holiday, which I'm really, on behalf of the Macron family, I'm very angry. Why are you doing this? And let's go to the video of this mention of essentially the divide between the two, which means Emmanuel Macron might not keep Beirut in place.
Question Eric Tegner, vous pensez que c'est possible le scénario de Brigitte qui nous appelle du Val
Alors ça voudrait dire qu'on croit dans la dissolution. Moi je ne pense pas. Je pense que Emmanuel Macron, si François Bayrou part, il va vouloir nommer par exemple Sébastien Lecornu. Ravi à mon avis.
Mais qu'est-ce que ça va changer ça?
Mais pas grand chose, ça va lui faire gagner quelques mois, il va revenir au centre du jeu parce que c'est son ami. Mais la dissolution c'est trop compliqué pour lui parce que s'il la perd, il va être encore plus contraint de pouvoir démissionner. C'est ça le problème aujourd'hui. C'est pour ça qu'il y a 5 jours, Emmanuel Macron a dit qu'il refusait de dissoudre l'Assemblée nationale. Je pense qu'aujourd'hui, Emmanuel Macron, s'il a autorisé François Bayrou à faire ce qu'il a fait pour le 8 septembre, c'est parce qu'entre nous, ça l'amuse. On sait qu'il ne supporte plus François Bayrou. Il est entouré plus que de quelques caciques aujourd'hui, Emmanuel Macron, et parmi eux, il y a Sébastien Lecornu.
Even when the media hacks are getting it, that quite says a lot, right? Now, we only have a couple of weeks to go until the inevitable collapse. But it's about what happens after. That's the most important part. Is there an appetite for an election from the establishment's perspective? Not sure. There is definitely a massive appetite from the general population in France. They're hungry for it because they know this parliament is not working.
Yep.
The stock markets, the financial markets in France, is crumbling. Earlier today, after Beirut joined the political establishment since the summer, last time, and over the last couple of days, when he moved to confirm the 8th of September confidence vote, the financial markets are freaking out. Mostly because they are scared, from their perspective it makes sense, they're scared that this is just going to be creating chaos. You keep Beirut in government, it's chaos. You get rid of him and have a snap election, it's still chaos. Because either the socialists or the National Rally could win.
They're scared of their own freaking shadow.
From the perspective of
Is
the
it carry on?
establishment, it's chaos.
It's
Regardless.
chaotic.
So
for
they are
themselves,
trying to
the
basically put
bastards.
pressure
Well, why would
on
they put pressure on
the
him now that
establishment,
he's got all
including
that
the
money?
president, to somehow
He
try and
wants
find
to
a
come
way
fucking see
not
me.
to have a snap election.
Because that's our
They're
money
going to
for
find a way
me.
not to have this early
People
election.
feel
But
when we get our fucking
how long
money.
can they continue this? We don't know. We have to
Fact.
wait until the 8th of
Fact.
September and we will give you guys
They've
the
got our
coverage. Alright,
bastard
so
money. I
there's
don't
some
care.
reaction
They've
here.
got our
Got
money.
Carol from Australia saying, did you hear the Australian government announced today that they have labelled the IRGC a terrorist organisation
Yeah.
just days before
They've been
our
funding
huge
one,
march for the
What's the
Australian
middle
national
in his
event? Yes,
office all the
so
time?
that is good news. And yes, we will be covering, of course,
Fund the
what's
fucking
going to happen in
terrorists.
Australia as well. There,
I've been saying
things
it all
are
the time,
changing.
yeah.
You can see the tide is turning on a global level. If that wave is going to reach the United Kingdom in terms of the IRGC being labelled a terrorist organisation, I'm still sceptical when it comes to the British state and the Foreign Office, but it's still good news. We got Canada and Australia recently joining this wave, and they are both technically Commonwealth, so that's good news. But why are they doing it? Because they know they're on the losing side. Tesbot says, I wouldn't mind if loads of French people came to London. They don't take any S better than the present occupiers. Okay, the thing is, I love the French. But there's a difference between the French and the Parisians. The Parisians,
I don't.
when they come, they bring the attitude.
Oh,
the attitude from Paris. Oh,
They're
no.
very arrogant.
But yeah, they're generally speaking good because they're mostly in West London. And they've integrated. They actually are willing to pay their taxes. They escaped France because of Hollande. Last time they had an actual socialist president because they didn't want to pay high taxes. But now that they came here, we still have high taxes, but not compared to France. They actually pay their taxes because it's still better than what they had in their own country. But things are also changing here, so a lot of them have already moved. Some have moved to Canada, some moved to the US.
Yeah, like
and
here.
it's like people keep going to the West. Now,